but write a story about that character in the style of Tolkien. I wonder if, and this is just me, if we could take a character from, say, like Tolkien,
Mm-hmm.
and tell ChatGPT
PT.
to whatever it is, but write a story about that character in the style of Tolkien, what we would come up with. I mean, like, say, like Elrond, right?
Right.
He was in The Hobbit and he
Mm-hmm.
was in The Lord of the Rings, but he's actually a very long-lived individual in that he was still alive, or he was alive when the last High King for the elves was still alive.
We'll put write a short story about
Elrond,
how
E
you
L
spell
R O N D,
in the style.
of Tolkien.
Okay, write a short story about Elrond in the style of Tolkien about what happened after. About what happened after what?
After the death of King Gilgalad.
Okay, after the death of King Gilgalad. Said, okay, after the death of King Gilgalad, Elrond was filled with grief and a sense of responsibility. As one of the last remaining high elves in Middle Earth, he knew it was his duty to protect the remaining relics and artifacts of his people, and to keep the memory of their great civilization alive. With a heavy heart, Elrond set out on a journey to gather the remaining elven treasures and bring them to a safe space. He traveled through the dark and treacherous mines of Moria, bringing the dangers of the goblins and the Balrog. He climbed the snowy peaks of the Misty Mountains and journeyed through the dark and twisted forests of Fangorn. Through it all, Elrond's determination never wavered. He knew that the fate of this people rested on his shoulders, and he was determined to see his task through to the end. Finally, after long months of travel, Elrond arrived at the hidden valley of Ilmaldris. There he built a great fortress and gathered the remaining relics and artifacts of his people, including the ring of Barahir and the shards of Narsil and the scepter of Animus. Animinus. And so Elrond lived out the remainder of his days in Imladris, keeping watch over the treasures of his people and preserving their memory for all time. Though the world outside the valley had changed and grown dark, within the safety of Imladris, the memory of the elves' glory would always endure.
Well, that sounds pretty interesting, and that's actually, I would watch that TV show before I watch freaking Rings of Power.